This is Tasha Lanigan, Design House Digital Decorator, and I'm bringing you today my first video tutorial, which today is on masks. I'm using Photoshop CS6, but I'm hoping to bring it to you in Photoshop Elements as well. Please add comments on how this works for other programs. I'm sure it'll be really helpful for people not using Photoshop or Photoshop Elements. But I wanted to bring this today just to show how easy it is to do masks, and particularly for those people that may have never used masks before but just want to give it a go. Okay, so these are the masks that I'll be using today, Decollage Paper Masks by Whitney at Inkling and Wit. But you can use any mask that you have, and once you see how it works, you'll want to do masks with different bits and pieces. These are the papers that I'm using, but you can use whatever papers you like. I'm using the Summer Soiree Cupcake Papers by Jennifer at Imagination. Okay, so we're going to go back into Photoshop now. Okay, so we're back in Photoshop now, and I've already got a blank canvas which is 12 inches by 12 inches at 300 pixels per inch resolution, so I have it set up for what I want. I already have my papers loaded in here on different layers, and I have the two masks loaded in that I want to use. Okay, so what we're going to do first is turn on the mask that we want to use first. So I have two masks here. One you can't quite tell, but one is slightly bigger than the other. And I'm using the bigger one first, and then I turn on the paper as well. So what I want is to cut my paper into that shape, and this is really, so what we do is you press the Command or Apple key on a Mac, which is the Control key on a PC, and you'll see here that my little hand here has changed into a hand with a little square selection box. Now if I click on the layer that I want to use as my mask, you'll see now that I have little marching ants all the way around my mask. So that's basically how you make a selection, and I'm using the mask to make that selection. And this works with any layer object. You can click Command or Control and click, and it will select the edge of that object. Then what I want to do is go into the paper that I want to cut to that size. So I need to turn off the mask that I've used, and then what you're looking for is right down here is a little what we call the Add Layer Mask button. You can see the little tooltip pop up here, and it's a layer with a hole, and it might be in CS5, it might be somewhere else, although I don't think, generally speaking, it tends to be at the bottom of this layers window. And then really easily you click with your little marching ant selection here, you click on Add Layer Mask, and it's that easy. How easy is that? So here, if you look at our layer, we have our piece of paper, which it's non-destructive, so that piece of paper still exists in its hole. And then you have that layer mask that we made just by just by selecting, which again is either Apple click or Command click on a Mac and Control click on a PC, and that will load in that selection. So let's Apple deselect that and turn that off. So there we go, that's how easy it is to make a mask, and you can do that with any selection or shape that you'd like to do. I'm just going to do it again, this time on my dotted cream Summer Soiree paper and my other mask that I have here. So I'm just going to move it about, and you can resize this, hold down Shift key to resize proportionately, and you can make this any size that you want. I don't want to resize that. I have it the way I want it. So press escape to get out of any transformation that hasn't been accepted yet. Okay, so now we've got our mask, and we do exactly the same thing here. We go over here with our hand. I should also make sure, I should have said this at the start, the little arrow tool up here, which is a shortcut key, is V. If you press V on the keyboard, it'll always bring you to this tool here, and this is what you must make sure that you have when you're over here and you're selecting. So Command or Apple click on a Mac and Control click on a PC, and that will bring in your marching ants again around this edge, which is your mask edge. Turn off this, because that's all we wanted that for. Go over to your dotted cream paper, and then really easily press your add layer mask, and da-dum. Now I turn on the other one. Now that's in the wrong place. I've got this one on top of that one, and I don't want it that way around, and all you need to do is drag your layer underneath, and there you go. And you can build and build and build. You can add more layers. I would have added a photo on top here, put a mask on that. So, but really simply how to use layer masks in Photoshop. So I hope you found that useful. Please add any comments, and hopefully I should be bringing you more video tutorials. And if you see things you want to know how to do, and I can do them for you, then I'd love to. So thanks very much for watching.